Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I will be sharing how much I paid to install an air conditioner in my apartment in Barcelona, Spain. As we all know, or most likely have experienced, it seems like every year the temperatures during the summer months are getting hotter and hotter and increasing more and more. And actually it's not just a feeling, but it is a fact. If we check the average temperatures, for instance, for Barcelona, this has increased in 1.8 degrees Celsius since 1780s, and you can see that approximately since 1980, the temperature hasn't done anything but increase in a pretty straight line. With it, the number of tropical nights, with tropical nights, it means that the temperature doesn't drop below those 20 degrees at night, so it stays above that, has also been increasing, and actually the highest registers have been obtained in the last 10 to 20 years, and at the moment there are around 50 nights a year where the temperature is above 20 degrees Celsius, which is almost 2 months a year. In light of this, I decided to install an air conditioner at my apartment. And just so you get an idea, without an AC, from mid-June to mid-September, the temperature at the apartment doesn't drop below those 26-27 degrees Celsius, and it can get as hot as 31 degrees Celsius. And this is with me already being very cautious, keeping all the blinds down, the curtains drawn during the day to make sure that the sun doesn't come into the apartment and heat it up even more, and also me opening the windows at night to get some fresh air inside the apartment. And with all of this, the temperature still doesn't drop below those 26-27 degrees Celsius, which is quite warm. The main reason for that is that the apartment is facing south, which means that the sun faces the apartment almost all day round. And during the winter months, this is of course great because then we don't use that much heating because we can already open the windows and so on, and the sun comes through and it heats up the apartment. But of course, during the summer months, it's a whole nother picture. That said, let's look at how much I paid. The exact AC machine I installed is a Fujitsu model ASY40KMCC. Looking online at the price of these machines, they range from 760 to 800 euros in the cheapest cases, and of course going up from here. These prices though, I am not sure if they also include the different tubes and other equipment that the installators use to install the AC machine, because it is not just the AC machine itself, but there are also lots of tubes and things connected to basically make it work. And also another point to highlight is that all of the prices that I showed seem to be reduced from the normal prices to buy these AC machines. Also, this AC has both the hot and the cold feature, which means that technically in winter I could also use this AC machine to heat up the apartment if I wanted to, although I must say that I already have a centralized or a natural gas heating system for my apartment, so I don't think I will use it, but I guess it's nice to have. On reviews online, I couldn't find much, not sure if it is because it's a newer model or why, but I specifically asked the installators and they said that they had already used this model for other clients and that they were satisfied with it. Also, they mentioned that the relation between price and quality was pretty good for this specific model. This was also an important point for me, so I didn't just want to buy or install the cheapest AC out there and spend as little as possible, because I have already had experience with things like this in the past, in which I tried to buy the cheapest one and then maybe after 1 year it breaks and then I say, why did I buy this cheap one and didn't I spend a bit more so that it lasted for significantly longer? So it's always a matter of balancing. That's what I told the installators. Of course, as I said, I'm not an expert on ACs, so I trust that this is a pretty good model, or at least one that is not the most basic one out there. In total, I paid 1,150 euros plus VAT for the AC machine plus the installation of it. The VAT in Spain for these cases is of 21%, which means that I ended up paying 1,391.5 euros. Additionally, installing one takes several hours. I tried to look online and it said that you need between 3 to 8 hours to install an AC machine. In my specific case, the installators took about 6 hours, and that was because not only they had to put the machine, but they also made some holes on the wall to put the tubes through, and that of course I guess took them a bit longer. Considering that the cost of the AC machine was of 800 euros, which I think it was way more because from the prices we saw they were all reduced, so they seemed like limited time offers, and the regular price looked more like 1,000 euros. And also there are many more materials that the installators use, which I don't think that come included within these 800 euros. So this would have to be revised, and again I would say that probably it's more towards the 1,000 euros what they used in terms of materials and the machine and so on. But taking those 800 euros again, this means that the price of the installation would be of 591.5 euros. If we assume that then the price is of 1,000 euros, then the installation would be of 391.5 euros. And As I said at the beginning, I have no clues about AC, so I will limit myself to share the price that I paid, and hopefully this is helpful to you. Could it be that I overpaid? Totally, yes, absolutely. But I also looked online at the prices, and I saw that people on average to install an AC in Spain, they pay, the starting prices start at 260 euros, but for the cheapest ones, but then there are many other installers that charge between 300 to 450 euros. And of course, it also depends on how complicated it is to install that specific AC, and this is very particular based on each home. Again, since I'm not aware of the complications of the installation nor the exact price that the installators paid for the machine plus all the equipment, I cannot really judge properly whether what I paid was very expensive or not. And you, have you installed an AC? If so, how much did you pay? It would be great if you could just drop it in the comments below. I think it would enrich much more the video, and maybe people who are interested in installing an AC have a lot more data, not just the one of myself, but maybe also some of you watching right now. With that said though, I will leave it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed, and as always, see you next time.